Oh, that's
Like
huge.
yeah, when I talk to somebody who I know if I like run my mouth for 10 minutes, they're gonna hear maybe like 30 seconds of what I have to say, and then they're gonna tune out. But if I listen to them for 10 minutes, I can like just acquire more data.
Right,
You know, like
right.
like
But
every once in a while, you need to listen to the screwed and chop music. You know.
right. But that comes in the correlation with speed. Like the brain. Like when I say a full sentence, you have about a one let's say the average person have about a 5 second delay because they reword the information inside of their brain and then they process it. But
Yeah, there's a delay.
right, there's always a delay, but the faster you can take in information, it's a smaller delay.
Oh, bro, hey, you don't want to hear my theory on that. Like, to compliment what you just said, I mean, I'm calling my album, the entire album is based on that theory. I'm calling it Ahead of Myself. Because I think that once you, it starts with yourself. Like, once you figure yourself out to a point where, like, you got it down pat, man, you're starting to communicate on a crazy level where whew, some of the stuff you say, like, is trying to tell you about your future.
Right.
Yes.
Bro, I still never understand, like with your thought process and your logic, man. Why you never got into chess? Because like the same thing you just
Oh
said
yeah.
deals with chess. Because you could say something now, but you're already setting up something for the future. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I could hold my own. Next time we see each other, I'll bring out the chessboard.
Okay, okay, cool, man. I believe it's something everybody should at least try once,
Oh,
man. You know?
oh no, I played chess over 300-400 times in my life.
Okay, cool, cool.
I'm nothing crazy on the ranks, man. I'm not like an expert or anything like that, but I enjoy it, and on a good day, I could give you a run for your money, maybe.
Okay, yeah, cool. I mean, I just enjoy the variables of it because life is all about variables. Like I could walk outside right now, I can want to say I don't want any cars on the street, but there might be three cars on the street. There might be four people walking. There's so many variables you have to deal with that you don't know
Well,
before
that's
you
an
get there.
unreasonable variable, right? Like that's an unreasonable. You're not in control of the cars, but you are in control of yourself. Like
Right,
you could say I'm gonna walk out and I'm not gonna I'm not gonna create like any traffic. I'm not gonna create any issues today. I'm not gonna be an asshole today.
right, right.
Yeah, you have a wide, like an exponential range of things that you can control. It's just people care more about the stuff they can't in a lot of ways.
Man, I had to get into a conversation with a chick like that. Man, she keeps telling me like these dudes, this is that. I said, look, bro, if you stress yourself over things you can't control, bro, you're just gonna have a stressful ass life.
Well, yeah, absolutely. It's identifying them, and that comes with aptitude and experience. You got to go through some stuff and think that you like got the upper hand, and then be shown that you don't.
Right,
And
humble
it's
your
not always
motherfucking
gonna go.
self.
It's not always gonna go your way, and then you eat a little slice of humble pie every once in a while, but it's not like it's on. At the end of the day, you realize that it wasn't about stuff that you really cared about in the first place. You're like,
Exactly.
why did I want control over like a situation that wasn't gonna end well for me anyway?
Right, 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 man.
I'm here to make good decisions on good events. Like I don't want to make the best decision um, all the time. What I mean is I don't want to be the leader in a bad situation.
Right, right, right.
I
And
don't even want to be in a bad situation.
but like how I feel about it is like sometimes I mean people want everything to be ideal, you know, like that. But
Sure.
the thing about it is when things are not ideal is when you become stronger. Like when you're inside of an uncomfortable situation and you figure out a way to make it comfortable, that makes you stronger.
Oh, that's very true. Yeah, that's like that's how COVID like panned out for me. It's like I'm looking around and people are freaking out and all this stuff. And I mean, I had my moments where I'm like, man, some pretty serious stuff happening, but like I just shifted the energy into something positive for myself, day in
Right.
day out. But with that, like with doing that, I alienated people that didn't seem to be doing the same thing.
But
Like
sometimes you have to cut off the excess fat, man.
yeah, I guess so because like it felt like more than ever during COVID, it was like a misery loves company game. And whether it was local or whether it was like in the mainstream or the bigger picture, it just felt like, man, people were so down. They were like, man, if you're up, like, I'm gonna try to bring you down.
Right, because I want you to be
Why
with
are you
me.
up? Like, why are you so excited every day? Like, people are dying. I'm like, that doesn't mean I'm not sad and I'm not like mourning the situation that's going on as far as like the loss of life is concerned.
But it's out of your control.
Yeah, it's not something I can change.
Right. Oh, if I be sad, then less people are gonna die. Fuck no. Whether you sad or happy, the same amount of people gonna die, bro.
Yeah, like, do you know what you're doing to your brain? Like, talking about wiring and all that. Like, people, I've been looking at. So I've listened to a couple lectures about some psychologists that have a pretty good understanding of how depression works. And I don't remember exactly what this guy said, but he basically simulated the rabbit hole that somebody who's depressed goes down. So they're like, a depressed person will wake up in the morning and they'll say, uh, I don't feel, I don't want to do anything today. And then the next thing they'll say in their head is, because I don't want to do anything today, I'm not a really happy person, or I must not be a happy person. And because I'm not a happy person, that probably makes me an insignificant person, and people don't want to be around me. And because of that, I really don't play any role in society. And because of that, I have no purpose, and I should end my life. And like, that's in more detail, it's like they go through similar rabbit holes of negativity like that, to the point where like they do it so repeatedly that their brain is convinced that whatever they're saying to themselves is accurate.
Right.
It's
And
crazy to me.
and to be honest, I mean, I already know I suffer from depression, you know. So what I felt was that I mean that used to be my old school thinking of way, you know, like isolation. The next thing you know, you go through isolation, and then you're like, man, I'm so fucking lonely. Nobody want to fucking talk to me, and it go down this deep rabbit hole that just makes it worse and worse, right?
Contemplating. Yeah, you're Doctor Stranging all the reasons that you're not where you want to be, or you're not happy.
Right. So now what I do is all I do is I already know to get through depression I have to isolate myself, but I give a limited amount of my energy out just in case
Right.
something
Okay.
can change versus just isolating myself and having no communication with anyone.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's kind of like it's a very good balance, man. Because like the thing about it is, like I always feel like this is how I perceive life. Like if my cup is overflowing, that overflowing is gonna pour into your cup. You know, if my cup is drained, then I have nothing to offer you, and I don't want to be that negative person. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I got you. That makes sense. Yeah. So you isolate yourself and you sort of let the rain cloud come and fill
Fill my cup up.
your
Exactly.
or your cup up again. Yeah. And that
Exactly,
happens
bro.
with time. Yeah, that
And
happens with
time, yeah,
time.
yeah. Like they say, bro. I mean, it sounds silly as shit, but time heals all, man. Like
Yeah. No, it really does. Time in the like natural understanding of it, for sure.
in our concept of time, you know, we haven't fully grasped time
Exactly.
yet.
Oh yeah, not yet. We're working on it. Hey man, that's let's have a longer conversation on this. I'm like hopping from place to place, driving around town, and I'm about to go in a place that's really loud, so I'm not trying to like be rude to you or rude to
Oh, you
anybody
good,
else
bro?
there by talking about that.
Short conversations, long conversations, always meaningful
Yeah,
between
bro.
us,
And
man.
like already in like a 10-minute conversation, I got enough to like energize me for the rest of the day. It's crazy.
But it's still cool as shit. I really didn't know that you was doing a 2 times speed as well, whatever speed you're listening to,
Yeah,
man.
I've been listening to my own podcast on 1.5 speed for about a year and a half now.
Nice, bro.
I do it because honestly, like our episodes are really long, and if I want to actually effectively listen to everything and make sure that the edits are good and all that, I can't listen to every episode 3 hours. I can't record a 3-hour podcast and then listen to it at regular speed, because that's like, it's not part time, but it's like another job, and I don't want it to turn into a job for me.
Right,
I
right.
just I just want to enjoy it and do it naturally and fluidly. And so I listen to this shit super fast, and if I see something like that, big gap of time or like silence or something like that, not that that happens anymore, but like something crazy where I start talking about like something a little risque, even though that doesn't happen anymore. Like, I edit so very little now, but I still listen to it as a fan, like when I'm in my car on like 1.5 speed. So
That's good,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about speeding up my song because of that. It's crazy, bro. I listen to it in the car, and I'm like, wow, this is fast. This is like the tempo, the BPMs are fast. I'm driving around. My brain is like in driving mode, and then I listen to it on my laptop with the laptop speaker, and I'm just sitting at home and I'm not moving. I'm like, this is a little slow. So maybe I should speed it up. Maybe I should have different versions for like um, the listening platform that people have, because then I put my earphones on and I go in a store and I see everybody walking by me and I got these big ass headphones on and listening to my music, and I'm like, I feel like John Wick in this bitch. Like I feel like a mix of David Dunn from Unbreakable and John
Right.
Wick. Like that's what it has me feeling. But then I listen to it on my laptop at home by myself, and I'm like, man, this shit is kind of slow tempo. And then I listen to it in the car; it's completely different. So I'm like, am I doing this, or is the song itself like gonna try to match my energy?
That's crazy.
Either way, it's fucking crazy. And so I've been interested in that sort of stuff, like, man, big time. And I think it all plays back into the taking in information at an accelerated rate. Like, you'd be surprised. Right now, it sounds like I'm talking like a mile a minute. And sometimes on the podcast, it sounds like I'm talking just like I'm talking right now. And then on playback, I sound fucking normal to me.
Right. Well, to be honest with you, after my little 2 month experience, man, when you talk now, it just sounds like you're talking on a regular level.
Yeah.
To me,
We've been talking for 2 years, bro. 2 years,
right.
2, 3 years like this at this speed. But I guarantee to an onlooker, we sound like the Micro Machine guy.
Right.
Who's just on the commercial talking about Micro Machine going crazy.
Right.
Yeah, it's fascinating, man. It's very matrixy because, like, the analogy that I have is Neo was just putting in these programs into the back of his head, right? Like, to learn all these different
Right.
techniques and all that. We don't necessarily have or want that, but we have all this sensory sort of adaptation to where, if we smell a new smell, our brain registers it. If we hear a new sound, we register it. So what about when we communicate new information, or when we start stacking information? Is that a sense? Like, what's the sense that is doing that? It's not sight, it's not sound. It's a little bit of hearing, but where does the sense of hearing like go after you hear something? Like, it goes directly to the brain, to the heart, to
Right.
all the body, all the important aspects of the body. It's crazy. That's why, like, when you hear, okay, so I'll get funny with it a little bit. Like, when you hear a chick dirty talk or something like that, most of the time, if you're hearing something that like turns you on, or that you ain't never heard, or that it catches you by surprise, bro, what happens? Like, immediately you get an erection.
Right.
You get very excited about it. The heart does the same thing. Like, when you feel something that makes your
So
heart
it's beating
happy,
faster.
yeah,
But this,
absolutely.
this breaks down the Merovingian scene when he sends the chick the slice of cake or whatever.
Yeah.
He said, "Do you see now?"
The orgasm.
Right. He said, "Do you see now? The how and the why no longer matters. All that matters is the feeling. Like, your brain wants to be like, whoa, why is this turning me on? How is this turning me on? But eventually you get a fucking erection. Like, none of that shit even matters."
Right. And all these folk around us, God bless them, they're such simpletons. Like, they really just want pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. But their comprehension of what like pleasure is so limited. They just want these like dopamine hits after
Right.
dopamine hit, and it's conditioned their brain to be like, kind of just removed completely from the potential of what sustained pleasure can feel like for the brain. And I say pleasure like not in a sexual way, but in like an enlightenment way, like
Right.
actually feeling yourself become enlightened compared to where you were at, or understanding like where you came from and how long of a journey it's been and all that. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Like I don't think I stress it enough, but I really appreciate our conversations.
Oh, I do too, man.
So much, dog. I mean, it's crazy, man. I mean, I got a couple of homeboys who I can venture into these realms with, but never at a sustained like level to where every talk we build upon like the previous one, like you and I do.
Yeah, bro. Like the crazy thing about it is like we're already on a higher level on our intro to our conversations, and then we build upon that shit to like a higher level. But then you hear somebody talking from our intro level, and we're like, that's simple. We already know that shit. But to them, it's like fucking genius.
Yeah, and I mean, humility with it. We're like, we don't even pick up on it. So it's like the best of both worlds. It's like, yeah, I ain't stunting my intelligence. I'm not like.
I mean, you have to sometimes. You know, it's there. You know.
Sometimes you have to flex, but you do that with outlets and stuff like that. Whether it's like book writing or songwriting or talking on a podcast or something like that. I mean, you just do it respectively.
Right.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Hey,
All right, bro.
Let's continue this, and I might even see you next month, man. I'm not sure. I'm going with a couple of friends to New Orleans, but I'm gonna try to make a run through Lake Charles at some point soon. I need to.
Okay, cool, bro.
All right, bro.
All right. Later.